Welcome to How to Truck 101. You know, my 16 years driving down the road, I have trained countless amount of students how to drive safely down these roads and how not to end up on the Bonehead Truckers channel. And I've had quite a few people who are still in trucking school or thinking about going to trucking school or just graduating from trucking school. And they've asked me quite a bit of advice about trucking. You know, what do I want to do? You know, where the money is at. You know, about driving a truck. You know, they've asked me, hey, what do you know about flatbedding, or what do you know about heavy haul, or reefer, or whatever. The best advice I always gave them, regardless of whether it was flatbed or drive-in or even a reefer trailer, is to have a good relationship with their dispatchers, with the safety department, load planners, what have you. Doesn't matter if you want just to stick a swinging doors and haul refrigerator freight or do flatbed. One way or the other, you can make some decent money out here. Okay? You just can. So, my advice is, stick with it. You never give up. You believe in yourself. And you can make it in this industry. What if you're driving over the road or driving a regional, lease purchase, owner op, or company driver, doesn't matter. Or even want to do local. You can make money. It's a lot of hard work. Driving these trucks is not as easy as it sounds. It is a lot of fun. I'll give you that. I've been out here 16 years. And I love every second of it. I mean, the best advice I can give is that you stick with it. You stick to your guns and believe in yourself. I mean, do not ever give up. Do not let somebody tell you you can't do it, because you can. Like me, 16 years ago, I went to Midwestern Trucking Company in Hazelwood, Missouri. That's where I went to get my CDL. And it took me probably about, I want to say about 5 or 6 tries just to pass the permit test, the general knowledge, to the air brakes, to the combinations. Because I have what they call attention deficit disorder, which is it's a learning disability. It takes me a little bit longer to process information, but if I can do it, you can do it. Okay? You just can. But once I got past the written exam and I started doing the hands-on stuff, because that's how I learn. I don't learn how to drive a truck by reading a book or studying a manual with words in it and pictures or doing some stupid simulator. I actually got my ass behind that wheel, listened to the instructors, and learned how to properly pre-trip these trucks. Learned how to properly back it up. And learned how to properly drive. And take turns, make really tight turns. I mean, it was a learning curve the whole entire way. Yes, I learned the basics at my CDL school, and then I went out with a few trainers, and I've had my fair share of hiccups when I was in training. Hell, I've been out here 16 years and I still have my fair share of hiccups. Okay? I mean, I've been to all 48 lower states. I have been to New York City. Now, I personally don't care to drive in that city because the tolls are expensive. The roads are really narrow and bumpy. The traffic is horrible. Construction everywhere. And there's very few authorized routes to safely get into that city. There are too many low clearance bridges. And you got to remember that you're hauling nearly 80,000 pounds of equipment. And you have a trailer on the back of you. It doesn't matter if it's a pub trailer or if it's a 48-foot trailer or a 53-foot trailer, but it is 13.6. 13.6 means 13 feet 6 inches. That's how tall these trailers are. That's the minimum bridge height that we could fit under. Okay? But New York City is filled with 11-foot 10, 12-foot 8, 12-foot 6, 10-foot bridges. You name it. They're there. They just are. I mean, that city was not originally designed for a truck driver to get through safely. But it does happen. You know, drivers do get through there every day and deliver the product into that city. Even pick up loads out of there. Sorry about that. Drivers do pick up a lot of loads out of New York City and deliver loads into New York City. But I have my preferences. I prefer not to go to that city if I can help it, because it is a very big city with narrow roads, tight turns, low bridges, expensive tolls, terrible traffic. But I'm not going to discourage the future generation of drivers or other drivers from not going into that city. So that's a disclaimer. I'm not going to tell you what to do or not to do. But I'm just here to give you advice. I mean, if you want to learn how to drive a truck and make money doing it, you can. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't be a truck driver, because you simply can. If your goal is to be a truck driver and your goal is to make money, you can do it. Now, it is going to take years, excuse me, to build up the experience and the confidence that you need. Some of you are quite confident when you come right out of trucking school and you think you know everything. But I got news for you. You don't. I've been out here 16 years and I don't know everything there is to know about trucking. I don't. See, I've never hauled cars. I've never hauled boats or ships or yachts or windmill blades or very much heavy haul. I've done a couple flatbed loads. I've hauled carnival equipment. I've hauled drive-in and I've hauled reefer. I've done spread axle trailers. But I'm not going to pretend to tell you that I know how to haul a 50,000 pound crane down the road because I've never done it. Each and every single day, the rules and regulations are changing, especially within the FMCSA. And I still learn new things about trucking every day. And if you are one of those types who thinks they know everything, that you don't need a trainer, you don't say, I'm just going to do this, I'm going to excel, I'm going to be a millionaire. I know everything there is to know because I've learned it all in trucking school. Guess what? That's simply not true. And if you think you're going to learn something new out here, you have no business being in a truck. You have no business being in a car. Because you are going to learn new things out here on these roads. Because when you're driving a truck, you're your dispatcher, you're your load planner, you're the safety coordinator. You're the captain of that ship, so to speak. It is your job to do pre-trips, to check the oil, check the belts, check the tires, check the brakes, check the lights. Because if you don't check all that stuff, how is a mechanic supposed to know how to check it? That is your job. That's your livelihood. That's your license. That truck is your source of income. So you better check those tires and make sure they're tip-top shape. You better make sure that those wheel bearings are in hubs are not leaking, because if they are, they can burn up. And guess what? You're going to lose tires. And they're going to go rolling right into a car. And God forbid what happens after that. You could be facing tons and tons of lawsuits. And guess what? The company that you were with is not going to back you up, and they're not going to, hire you a lawyer, especially when they find out that you didn't do a pre-trip. So if those axles come off because the bearings blew up, you didn't do a proper pre-trip. You didn't tell the shop mechanics that you're losing hub oil, that you got hub oil all over, or whip seal oil all over your brakes and all over your wheels and rims and whatnot. They had loose lug nuts. So God forbid if that stuff happens and those tires fall off and goes rolling into somebody's car and kills them, you are SOL, my friends, because you are going to be looking at a wrongful death lawsuit, not to mention criminal charges. And look at the few years ago, that driver in Colorado that ignored the runaway ramps that interstate has. It has at least 3 or 4 that I know of. I mean, I've been up and down I-70 many times in Colorado. That's how I know. He blatantly disregarded the fact that his brakes were failing because he was riding his brakes, not using his Jake brake like he should. He was improperly trained, and he was released on his own. So, that being said, his brakes failed, and he plowed right into several cars, killing 15 people. And he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison because he was improperly trained. He did not understand the language. From my understanding about this guy, English was not his first language, clearly, and he was not properly trained by a trainer. And a few days ago, out there in Tonopah, Arizona somewhere, driver driving down the road playing on TikTok while driving 80 miles an hour in a 55 mile an hour construction zone, wasn't paying attention to what he was doing, and plowed into a few vehicles, killed 5 people. And as well as Tennessee, that food plate group or whatever, FEE or something like that, some company out there in Tennessee, bears off the interstate I-26, and I don't know the whole details, but he plowed right into a house, killing 2 people. Now he's facing criminal charges. A few years ago, that actor, comedian, can't remember his name, played in that cop movie or something, another with Bruce Willis. Walmart driver out there in New Jersey. Was driving fatigued, probably about 3 or 4 days, I can't remember, no sleep. And plowed right into the car and killed that actor's personal driver. And guess what? He's in prison now. I mean, we've had quite a few people, truck drivers, that lost their lives because they were driving too fast with weather conditions, not doing proper pre-trips, even to where they killed other people because they were distracted or whatever. So when you get into trucking, you are the captain of that ship. You are responsible for yourself, the safety of yourself and the people around you. You just are. You got to be safe. And you got to plan your routes. And when the roads are wet from the rain or the snow or the ice, or even that stuff that you can't see called black ice, you got to slow it down to a point where, if you have to, pull it over. Find a truck stop. Find a rest area somewhere. You get off that road. You can always reschedule that load. But you can't replace your life. You can't reschedule your life. There's no load out there that's worth your life or the lives of your fellow motorists. And like I said, if you think that you know everything, that it is not your job to do a proper pre-trip, and you don't want to listen to your trainers, and you don't want to work with your dispatchers and whatnot, then clearly trucking is not for you. I mean, look at the famous person, calls himself Mar the Trucker, or Lil Mar, or something or other. I've done some digging into that guy. He used to drive for Western Express, and as four other trucking companies. He's done some hard time behind bars. Now, I'm not going to hold that against him. You know, a lot of people went to prison and paid to that society, but this person was bragging about doing some disgusting, disturbing things, and I'm not going to say what he did or didn't do, but he went around bragging about, you know, the stuff that he did do, you know, like tire blowing, and he just left the shipper. Well, clearly he didn't do a perfect pre-trip. He would have known the tire was bad. Or he didn't make a turn wide enough and got stuck in grass. Clearly he wasn't trained properly to not park in the grass. Or he showed the video where some tires fell off on his truck or trailer or something, and he took out a whole bunch of stuff and costed a bunch of money and damage. And dropping his fuel cap and his depth cap, wearing the flip-flops at his customers, looking unprofessional, acting unprofessional, and bragging about being unprofessional. I mean, if you want to check him out, you can find him on TikTok, you can find him on YouTube and Instagram, apparently. And you can see all the nasty comments that people have left. People who have never even driven a truck a day in their lives are ragging on him. People like that do not belong on the road behind a wheel of a car, let alone an 80,000 pound rig with millions of dollars of product inside those trailers. You screw up in a car, yeah, big deal. You might cause your car a little bit of damage and whatever. You can easily fix the car and be back on the road. But if you screw up in a big truck, you're talking about millions of dollars of freight everywhere. Ripped right through the trailer. You can jackknife, you can roll over, or kill somebody out here. So you gotta be safe, and you gotta know what you're doing. Plan your trips. Don't think that you know everything. Have a CB radio and have it turned on to channel 19. That's the trucker channel. Okay, just have one. Because that was literally CB a lot of time and hassle out here. Communicate with your dispatchers and your safety people. Because there's no such thing as a load that's worth your life. If you feel unsafe, you feel fatigued, or you feel sick, and you're just not up to driving, don't push yourself. Don't try to chase that big money. Be safe. You can make good money out here. Really good money. Pay your bills and put the money to the side for it. If you want to buy your own truck, buy a second truck, and buy a whole fleet of trucks and be your own boss, you can do that. But you can also do it legally, and you can be safe doing it. Okay, you just can. So don't go around being an idiot, because you will set yourself up for failure. If you get knocked down, get back up, dust yourself off, try again and try again and try again until you succeed. Do not let yourself fail. do not listen to those negative commenters saying, "Oh, you're never gonna make money. You're never gonna, get out of debt. You're never gonna be anything with your life." Because they are just haters, and they are jealous. Because those guys are, people are telling you that you're never going to make anything in your life. You're probably still out there on the streets slinging dope or stealing cars or whatever. They're probably not, but they're just jealous that you made something of your life. That you got out of that hood, or you got out of that country, or you got out of that bad place that you found yourself poor to tears. That you're not working at some McDonald's somewhere flipping burgers for a mediocre minimum wage. That you're not working medium wage, minimum wage, or whatever. You are doing everything right. You are doing what you're supposed to do. Being safe and making money, earning a living, and putting away for a rainy day fund. Or you can have that house that you so dreamed of. Or you have that camper, that RV, or that brand new car all paid off because you worked hard and you put that money to the side. Yeah, you went from being an assistant store manager at Walgreens or McDonald's for mere $35,000, $40,000 a year to driving a truck and making $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 a year, to being a big time owner operator with 35, 40 trucks out there on the road making 50, 60, 70 million a year. Or you can be one day be like the guys at Night Swift, having 25,000 trucks and 75,000 trailers combined, but then all the companies they own, and raking in 22 to 23 billion dollars a year, and then revenue. You can do it. Keep your head straight. Just keep your head straight. Believe in yourself. And never give up. You can be a truck driver. And you can make good money. So, I've been out here on this for nearly 30 minutes. So, I'm going to sign off here. You guys be safe. And I'll see you on the road.